Okay, here's the game. You can see the health is going down because I don't have shields, but I can turn them on. And of course now there's nothing anywhere near. Now I have a timer set up so that I can return on the shields. And again, turn them on whenever I want. So I'll show you how I got that all working. Close that out. Yeah, I had the shields on, and I figured, hey, I'll just disable them when I want to, right? Well, actually, it wasn't that hard to do that. It was just figuring out the right format. So let's see. Well, I did decide I wanted to use the mouse left button to fire the laser, and the right mouse button to trigger the shield. So that meant I had to go into my code for the emitter and specify the mouse button index. Now the documentation, as I could tell, just has button underscore asterisk. I don't know why, but anyway, first I had to figure out, is it 0, 1 or 1, 2, and it turns out it's 1, 2. So this would be the left button is the 1 button, so that allows to click that, fire the emitter, which left me the number 2 mouse button to actually do the shields. So in the player, I had to in the player I had to add the input function, and I had to key on the mouse button too. I had to make sure that can't turn the shields on if you're dead, so you have to have greater than 0 health, and you can't turn the shields on if they're not available. So they have to be available, you have to be alive, and the right mouse button pressed, and then I had a function called shields on, and I have a function called shields off. So here's shields on, and so basically this is how to enable a collision shape on a given object. So in this case it's shields, and that's under the player, and we get the node for the collision shape, and then we have to disable that set to false. So that means it is enabled. And then to actually show that the shields are on, I have to turn to show the actual object, so the sprite shows up. And then I added a variable called shielding, because I needed to know if the shielding's on. I wanted to turn the shielding into a 100% protection. The collision of the player within the bounds of the shield was still happening, so it was still subtracting health when the shields were on. I didn't like that, so I had to add the shielding true. And then I have signal shields on. I'm not sure where to use that yet. I was thinking I might need it in the HUD. I may actually have to add another signal that shows whether or not shields are available. And so then the shields off is basically we're disabling it, hiding it, saying we don't have shielding. The shields are not available because the shields just went off. And then we start a timer recharge. And the timer is up here in the ready function. I set timers up. I had to have 2 timers. One's a shield timer and the other is a shield recharge timer. The shield timer is for how long the shield is active, and the recharge is how long it takes before it recharges. Now in this case they're both 5 seconds because I set the wait time. So here's the shield timer. Just grab the timer, set that, assign it to the shield timer timeout, And I do the same thing for the recharge. So I have two new functions: shield timer timeout and shield recharge timer timeout. Those are down near the bottom. So just because I already created my shields off function, all I had to do on the shields timer was called shields off. On the shield recharge timer, all I had to do was say the shields are available. So once that gets triggered, then our input for the mouse, shields available, is now true. So we can turn the shields on. So that's basically what I did today. I also added a level variable to the player because I'm not sure if I need to know the level as a player. I may use that later when, you know, as you level up. But for now, right now, I'm just doing the port of the game. I'm very close to being on where the player. The game is very similar to the one I wrote in Java, so I just need to do some stuff, probably the HUD next, just to get the you know, some scoring and the you know, whether or not your shield's available, and so we'll go from there. But so here's the game as it plays right now. Sometimes it probably won't show up now, but sometimes the enemies go a little spastic. So I actually reduced the game node. Go into the game node. Game. There we go. Not the game. I need to go under the game. Player. No. Yeah. Where did I do that? No, it's gotta be under the game. No, I'm sorry. That's not what. Enemy. Here we go. Enemy. I changed the max speed to 100. It was 150, and that seemed to be a little drastic. So, yeah, let's see. So if we run the game, we can just shoot away all we want. Turn the shields on when you need to, if they're available. Right now I have no indication that they are available. It's playable. You can move the player by using the arrow buttons. And then there's swarming. Didn't need to do that, but having the shields available at the beginning of a level helps survive a little longer. And now, probably get my shields ready to go. And you can use it as an offensive weapon. But you gotta watch out, cause boom, oops. Yeah. I still have to turn off the swarming when the enemy's dead, but actually I think I'll turn off the things and just let them go crazy, cause that'll be the end screen anyway. So that's it for today. I guess I'll catch you later.